Alright, let's go ahead and do the data visualization. So we have our data in X here. This is our data. Now we need to visualize this data. But before that, we need to set here our, the plot quality or figure quality and the figure size. We set that with the plt.rc param, and in that I set here the figure size equal to the default figure size. I'm setting here a 15 cross 3, and thereafter the plt.rc param. In that I set here the figure quality dpi dot per inches, and this dpi I set here as the 200. Thereafter I'm gonna plot these data, alright, so these columns one by one, so that you can understand your data in a more better way. So while designing machine learning model, understanding data is very important. Without understanding data, you may not be able to make or build effective model. So I need to make here a figure and axis is equal to plt dot subplot. So I'm gonna make here a 6 subplot. Alright, so there I have made here a 6 subplot. Alright, seems like something is wrong here. Okay, this is subplots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 there. So there are 6 subplot, and what we will be plotting on these 6 subplot, we will plot there all these columns there. So whatever the columns we have in our data X, let me just see that here, X dot columns. So these are the data. All right. So whatever the categorical data we have here, those we are going to plot. So the first of all, we are going to plot here geography, so that we can plot SNS dot count plot. And then I say here X is equal to the geography, and then I pass here data equal to X there, and axis equal to AX 0. That means I need to pass here this axis. Once I pass that axis, I just run it. Now I am able to see here all these results there. And other than that, you can also divide these into the multiple plots if you set here a hue as well. So I set here a hue equal to the Y. So the depending on the customer's exit or non-exit, you can check that based on this geography where the customer have most probability that the customer will exit. So seems like in the Germany, the exit percentage is high as compared to the France. With this graph, we are able to see it. Thereafter, we can also see other parameters. So we can just copy and paste it here. Other than that, we need to change it here AX1, so that I can plot my next plot in the next axis. And in that, I'm gonna plot here gender. Let's go ahead and run it. Now I get here the gender. But one thing I see here, there is a lot of the overlap. So just to avoid that overlap, I write here the plt.tight layout, and then I run it. Now with the help of this tight layout, I'm able to avoid those overlaps. Now I see there, these are the geography, and then for the gender. So in gender, if customer is a female, then seems like there is a high probability that the customer may exit, because for less number of the non-exit customers, there is high probability the customer has exited there. So if a customer is a female and also customer is from France, then the customer is a female and the customer is from the Germany, then there is a high probability that the customer will exit the bank. Let's go ahead and visualize the other things. And now I'm gonna just copy this thing again, and then I need to plot it here. So I need to set it 2, and the next one I'm gonna plot here number of products there. All right, or you can say that, all right, just take this number of products there. So I have not plotted the age, tenure and the balance, because these are the numerical column. I'll show you later how you can plot these numerical column. So now I have here a number of products and the axis is 2, and then again I'm just gonna run it. Now I see it here. If a particular person have 2 products, then there is less likely that the customer will exit. But if customer have a 3 product, then it's very high chance that the customer might exit there. Alright. Perfect. Let's go ahead and see the fourth one. So in the fourth one, I'm going to say that has credit. So this one I'm going to just take. So let's go ahead and copy and paste it here. And I need to make it 3 so that I can plot it here. And then I'm just going to take has credit card and then I'm going to put it there. Now in this, what we see, if person do not have a credit card, then again there is a probability that the person might exit the bank there. Let's go ahead and plot the fifth one. So in the fifth one, I say is active member. So if the person is actively dealing with the bank, so I'm just gonna copy, paste it here. I need to make it 4 and is active member. I need to make it as is active member. So here I see if person is active member, then it is less likely that the person will leave the bank. But if person is not active or the customer is not active, then it is very high chances that the customer will leave the bank. In last, I'm going to see our, let me see if we have anything else there to see. Seems like all other, maybe the tenure we can see there. So I'm just gonna copy this whole thing and paste it here. And then I'm just gonna, to get it tenure. So the tenure says that since how long a customer is related with the bank there. Now if I plot it, I see it again here. So if customer is associated with bank with more than 1 year, then seems like it is very less likely that the customer will leave there. So not the much information is available here, but in this case it seems also like the less likely that the customer will leave. So probably this tenure is not very useful, as these were the useful to identify how the customer whether the customer will stay with the bank or not. So these are kind of the visual analysis, but we need to do this with our deep learning model. So in coming lectures, not in the next lecture, but in fact after 3-4 lectures, we will start building our deep learning model. But right now we need to do a little more analysis for the numerical features, which we will do in the next lesson. Alright, I'll see you.